All right, hey everyone. I'm sorry it's been a little while since I've been on. Yesterday was a crazy day, and this might go a little bit longer than a normal short, just because in the spirit of being transparent, yesterday was tough, and not really happy on how it turned out or how I handled it, but I wanted to share with you. Number one, the day started out fantastic because I had a friend that I've met through our ladies chats who lives out in Boston came to visit me, and we sat here for hours and just talked. And to go from seeing someone just on Zoom to finally getting to hug them and talk and laugh with each other was amazing. So Carol, thank you for coming. It meant the world to me. After that, well, and actually before that, I realized when I woke up that the pain management schedule that I was on, I was running low on pain meds. And a little backstory, and this is why I said this might take a little while. Many years ago, when I had had a knee replacement or the knee revision, before I lost my leg, I had a very adverse effect or reaction to Oxycontin. And it was so bad, I would never want to go through that ever again. It builds anxiety in me just thinking about it. So then I started looking at how many pills I had left, and I was told what I thought was not to start weaning on my own, and no one told me, hey, start by going not every 4 hours, every 5 hours, or go 1.5 pills versus 2. Nobody talked about that, and I thought I had heard that I should wait until today's appointment. So when I calculated out how many pills I had left to get to today's appointment, I didn't make it past 3 a.m. this morning. And that was at 7 a.m. yesterday. So I started making calls. And at first it seemed great because by 8 o'clock I had a pharmacy I was going to go to. And then I asked another couple questions, and she said she'd get back to me because I said I'd like to wean. I think I'm doing really well. I am. I'm feeling great. It's not about needing more. It was about getting enough so I didn't have a reaction like I had in the past. When I didn't respect the Oxy schedule, I had a reaction, and it was one that I wished I had been dead versus dealing with. It was that bad. It was a 911 call that bad. So I was very anxious about not getting the right answers. Well, as the day started going on and my friend left, I decided I hadn't heard from anybody on the questions about weaning. How could I cut back? What's the safest way to cut back? And when I didn't hear from them, I decided to start looking up the Walgreens, thinking, well, maybe they've already put it in. Maybe I'm panicking for nothing, right? Check all the boxes. And when I looked up the Walgreens that they told me they were going to, address and all, it says it's permanently closed. So a permanently closed Walgreens supposedly was getting my prescription. Okay, that's when panic set in. And now we're in the afternoon, like 2 o'clock. Tried calling the doctor's office. And on yesterday afternoon, they were in a meeting all afternoon. And I kept getting voicemails. And I had to call, and I had different calls, and I tried different numbers on my sheets that they give you when you get discharged. And finally got to a doctor on call. And I literally lost it. At that point, it's like 3 something, and I know everything kind of shuts down at 5. And I still don't have an answer. I don't know how to wean. I don't know if I'm gonna get a refill. I don't know what to do. And if I decide to wean on my own, then maybe I would, be fine. If I could get down from 2 pills to 1 pill, then I would make it through to my doctor appointment. But I was afraid of a full pill weaning. I didn't know if that was too much or too big of a jump. So these are things like I share with you because I learned the very hard way about respecting narcotics because I had never had a problem before. In 10 surgeries, it wasn't until like the 9th surgery that I had a really bad reaction. And now I won't take any Oxy products because I associate it with Oxy. It took me 8 weeks to wean off the Oxy. That's how scared I was after going through that. I do not want to be on pain meds for 8 weeks. Long story short, I had to jump down until I got an answer. I jumped down from 4 milligrams to 2 milligrams, so 2 pills to 1, but sat there in terror for a couple hours to see if I was going to have a reaction that I would not be able to control, and nothing would stop it. So if it was going to happen, it was going to happen. And we literally got a refill from this doctor on call about 20 minutes before everything closed. It was about 4:45 last night. Thus the reason I have not gotten on, and yesterday I was very quiet, because when I got home from that, the decompression, I just had to sit quietly. My husband and I put a movie on, we had dinner here in the room, and I just sat quietly. On a positive note, I had no reaction, which was great. So I'm already down to just one pain pill. And I'm very excited because I would really love to be off them by the time we leave or at the beginning of next week when I'm home. So that is why I have not been on, and I wanted to be transparent and give you guys a little lesson before you learn it the hard way like I did, is when they talk about weaning, you do it. With the Oxy, what was happening was I wasn't taking it unless I felt I needed it, and I was taking a half a pill, and it still sabotaged me. I've always been very paranoid about narcotics. I've been always trying to wean off before I needed to, because I just don't want to be on them. I don't want to get, because what happened was I wasn't needing it. Mentally, I wasn't thinking I needed it, but chemically, my body was screaming for it. And that is something you can't feel or know or sense until it goes through it. So just be very cautious with any pills you're taking, because it is frightening to go through that. I am excited. I will give you an update later, and maybe that I can make as a short, because this is not a short. But today the drain comes out. I'm so excited. I have the drain in my leg here, and it's just constantly getting dinged, and I just want everything out of my body, as much as I'm also very afraid of that coming out and the feeling. I'm excited that today's the day. So I have a 2:45 appointment with my doctor today. We're gonna go sightsee this morning before going, and then we're gonna sightsee all day tomorrow, and then we leave Sunday morning early, and I get to go home, at least for a little while, because then I'm back here twice in July for suture removal and 6-week checkup. So stick with me, guys, and make sure you subscribe to at least One Leg is Enough, if not my podcast, because I will probably have a podcast next week talking about everything I've gone through in obviously more detail versus these little tiny clips. But I hope you're doing well, and remember, one leg is enough.